Well, hello, everyone. It is a hot, steamy, ugly 98-degree day here in Rochester. I'm sure it's the same for my co-host, Mike Lindsley in Syracuse, confined to the house all day. So guess what I did, Mike? I decided to watch the Yankees, and why I put myself through 3 hours of sheer misery. This is the Pinstripe People podcast, folks. We are sponsored by FanDuel on the Believe Network. My co-host Mike Lindsley and I are going to somehow get through about 20 minutes. And Mike has way more patience than I do, and he controls his emotions much better than I do. But Mike, you got to be sick. You've got to be sick to your stomach watching this team.
Well, the thing is, though, is I would set the table up warning people that in this particular thing, because we went in and we've never, I mean, we're pals and like we're in the media and this and that and everything. You're a little bit older than I am. I am in this spot with you. I'm more objective than subjective. Definitely. You would probably agree with that. Now, with the space that is the online, the social, the podcasting, this and that, you can kind of deviate away from like when I used to talk in radio all the time. You're a lot more neutral, a lot more objective on like, let's say SU basketball or SU football, where fans are going crazy, this and that and the other thing. Step away from that a little bit, and I've been doing this for 9 years. My subjectivity has grown with teams like the Bills and Sabres because I speak more to a little bit of like the fan part. Now, the Yankee part, there's a little bit of that too. You're full-fledged on the baseball because that is, as you've noted, what you actually do root for. That might be like me with the Bonnies, even though every single roster is different year to year. So I understand what you're going through. I understand the pain. But Sal, today was a win for the Yankees, and I will tell you why. They lost 6-2. But Sal, I am about to brighten your day, buddy. And by the way, you should have had the AC pumping and a six-pack of Yingling during the game. Here's the thing. The Yankees got 7 hits.
I know.
3. You knew I was going to. That's 3 more than they've gotten last night, and 4 more than they got when they set history. Turn it upside down. As you know, the number that came on the yes screen was they've never gotten 3 hits or less in 4 straight games. So they did that. And now today, 7 hits. That is a world changer right there. So.
Oh, it was stunning to watch, Mike. And, you know, they actually scored 2 runs.
Yeah,
they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to tie the game.
Yep.
And then the 10th inning was as disgraceful a performance, but it just goes right in line with the previous 6 losses. They looked like a little league team in that 10th inning, led by Camilo Duvall, he's just impossible that he's still on the roster, but here he is. You knew the moment he came in, this game was over, but then he gets the first 2 guys out. He's 0-2 on the next guy, who I think was, I'm going to look at it here as I forget it. So much happened at the end of that game. It was Lee was the batter.
Yeah.
He had him 0-2, right? He had him 0-2, ready to end the inning, leaving guys on the corners. Ends up walking him, walks the next guy, and then McKinstry walks in the go-ahead run. Then McKinstry with the single. Caballero throws over the cutoff man's head, trying to get the guy at the plate. He had no chance. Then Ali Sanchez, the backup catcher, throws it into center field. A ball that Volpe probably could have caught. It did go off his glove. They end up scoring 3 more runs, and it might have well been 64-2 at that point for the Yankees. This loss, Mike, I mean, they are redefining as the week has gone on the worst loss of the season. And I'm not sure we can even call this one the worst loss because they were down 2-0 in the bottom of the 9th and came back to tie it. But their performance in the last 7 games, I'm kidding you not, Mike, I'm older than you. I can't recall a stretch of 7 games of this ineptitude because it isn't just the awful hitting. They have pitched terribly and they have fielded terribly. It's almost unprecedented how bad this Yankees team has been.
And the way they lost today as a series ender, very close to how they lost at Fenway. You're down, you come back, then you give it back. You're in a spot maybe here, right, where you get, like you said, Duvall, your 0-2 type of a thing, and 4 runs come across because why not? It was kind of like they lost in a similar yet different way in a series closer, and you could just feel the wheels coming up. There's no way they could close this out. There's no way they could get a hit or this moment, or as I have alluded to, and I will say it again, These relievers cannot put people away. Many of the Yankee relievers of the last 5, 7, 8 years, they cannot put people away. They dilly-daddle, they nibble. A lot of the starters, too, Sal, have been known to do that as well. Remember when the Yankees had that big gaping hole in the one spot in the rotation? And I thought, and I wanted them then, and I know that it hasn't worked out to win a title. They've gotten to one World Series, and then the guy couldn't cover first base. But I wanted Garrett Cole because they had a hole at the ace spot. Well, a lot of the guys who were 2 through 5 nibbled. They were nibblers. They cannot put guys away. Even Severino, to a degree, when he was a Yankee, couldn't put as many guys away. He could have been like a 7, 8, 9 strikeout guy every game. They just have so many nibble guys, starters and relievers. That's what Duvall is too. He can't put anybody away. This team is brutal. And now it's gotten to the point where 2 things have happened. Number one, they've gone from losing to basically not competitive. Let's be honest. Not competitive.
They're not competitive. No.
Also, let me add this too. The Tigers are still double digits under 500, right? They're 38 and 49. So they're okay. Add that to it. Here's the third part to it. You're in a moment where you've lost 7 straight now. And in the fashion that they have with the bad pitching, the bad bullpen, they have no hitting. They've got injuries. They got the stomach bug going on. Ben Rice not hitting. I know he homered last night. Fine. Bellinger struggles all over the place. Terrible lineup. Still no Judge. You kind of get to a point. I know they're going to win again because it's baseball. You play 6,000 games. But you feel this moment like you did the game before, the game before, the game before. When are they going to win again? When are they going to win again? So it's like, thank God for the off day, I guess. Do we say that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We need a day off. They need a day off from this shit.
Yeah.
You're right. It's a hopeless feeling. If you're a fan of this team, it does feel like they're never going to win another game.
Right.
Because how could you possibly win a game in Major League Baseball playing the way they're playing right now? You can't. Right. The Minnesota Twins are coming in Friday night for a 3-game series. A team the Yankees have bullied for a decade or 2 decades. 2 decades. They have beaten this team senseless. The Twins are the happiest team in Major League Baseball, Mike, because they're coming to play the Yankees in this moment. They might finally have a chance to kick some sand back in the Yankees' face. That's how bad it is for the Yankees.
Yeah, and the Yankees, the way they play, they kind of, listen, the other team wins, the other team's out there, the other team makes pitches and swings and all that. I get it. But there is a lot to you are so bad that you can hand the other team some gifts. And that's the thing too, where like when you watch sports religiously like we do, and like many people who are listening and watching right now do, when you play bad teams, and the often said thing is you have to take advantage of your schedule. You can't be blamed for when you play so-and-so. When the Buffalo Bills play the New York Jets, when you play the Detroit Tigers, I know the staff is the staff, but maybe a better example would be the Twins, or maybe when you're in the National League and you're the Dodgers and you're playing against not this year's Nats, but normally the Nats or whoever in whatever sport. Man, like you kind of know going in. I mean, you mentally have to be prepared because you know that you can lose at any time because they're still professionals. You're getting paid a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. But bad teams will find ways to be like, hey, the other team, if they were playing their A game, we'd be losing by 30. Or we'd be down 8 runs in baseball, whatever the case. Well, but if they're playing their BC game, let's not give them anything extra. Well, guess what? That's how sometimes teams, the elite teams, can still win as their C game because the other team is so bad. Well, guess what? Right now, the Yankees are so bad, and they're giving everything as well. They're giving everything to the other side.
It's horrendous. Mike, I mean, the 10th inning of this game, I don't understand what these guys are thinking. They escape the top of the 10th with the free runner at second base. Always a sign. If you can do that, your chances to win the game rise dramatically. Just get the goddamn runner in from second base. Mike, he starts off the bottom of the 10th inning with Spencer Jones at second base, and he has Caballero sacrifice bottom to third. Right. Now, I don't know about you. I guess you're going to tell me. I think the bunt is the stupidest thing you could possibly do in Major League Baseball today because so many guys can't put the ball in play, right? Now you get him on third base, so now you're relying on somebody to still get the guy in. Even if it takes an out, but you still got to get the guy in. And they strike out so much. There's no guarantee you're going to get that run in. So sure enough, what does he do? He's got Oswaldo, after Cabrera bunts the guy to third, he's got the useless Oswaldo Cabrera up next. The guy is a minor league player. He has no business being in Major League Baseball. Why didn't you? I know there's a right-hander on the mound. Why didn't you pinch hit Paul Goldschmidt right there? He'll put it in play somewhere and probably end the game. What does Cabrera do? Strikes out. Now you've got 2 outs. Of course, they intentionally walk Ben Rice, who's up next, to bring up Ali Sanchez, because you've already double switched and taken Wells out of the game. So now it's left to Ali Sanchez because you pissed away an out earlier in the inning. And of course, he strikes out to end the inning. Right then and there, Mike, it was over. Especially when I saw Duvall trotting in, you knew it was over. There's no way they're winning the game. Then the 11th inning happened. Absolute follies. They might as well have been playing the Benny Hill music in that inning, watching what happened there. Just incredible bad baseball.
No doubt on all of that. And a couple of things. Number one, Cabrera, they probably ruined mentally a couple of years ago when they didn't know, again, how good is he as a prospect? Floor, ceiling, do we know? They should have traded him. I mean, there was at least a little bit of value. He's a mid-level guy that if you say, call up and say, you know me, I know it's not going to happen, but Sal, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but I love Bobby Witt Jr. So, for example, if you were to trade,
not happening, Mike. You could pray all you want. It's not happening.
It's just dreams. I don't dream often, but again, I'm dreaming. But just an example would be, let's say a real GM had the stones to call him and just offer something, just to call for fun. Hey, I'm going to give you Lombard, Spencer Jones, 2 mid-level guys, and a pitcher in Rodriguez. I mean, would you think about it? Take Stanton too, and and Doval, and we'll just pay for their contracts. I don't know. And that's something a Stones GM would do. My point is, Cabrera used to be a mid-level guy you could at least dangle. Just throw him into a now that he stinks and they have we're past that, they play him more. It's incredible. And they play him in big spots more. I don't know, man. The other takeaway too about this overall series is you saw Mize, you saw Skubal. The series before in Detroit, we went in thinking, oh, Tigers at the wrong time. They won game 1 in the pitching, and they're going to line up the big dogs. Yankees pulled out the series. This series, not only did the Yankees lose and get swept and all the rest, but the pitching we thought would be at the forefront in Detroit was this time around as well. But it took a back seat because of all the other BS. This slide is a big slide. And to be honest with you, man, like other than a couple of the parts where like they went whoop like this, they just turn up and down the division, right? It's Rays 3, Yankees 3.5, now Rays 2.5. Yankees have played 3 extra games, by the way. All these different things that go on. Like this moment, now it might change in 4 weeks, and then it could change after that for X amount of time. Now, we have 2 months left of baseball, but the Rays right now look like and feel like they could win the division by 8 or 9 games. But I got news for you. They're not that good either.
We've seen this. They started great. They went into the shitter for a month.
Yes.
I understand. It's an up and down thing across 162.
Yeah.
But right now, it just feels like it's impossible for the Yankees to escape this malaise. Let's go back to the opener. They get Casey Mize. Mike, he throws 7 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 10, no walks. Right. They were some of the most uncompetitive at-bats you could have possibly witnessed. They were so bad in that game. And of course, that was also the night that Ryan Weathers decided to be god-awful.
Yep.
Doesn't even get out of the second inning, just serving it up. 7 hits and a walk in 1 2/3 innings. They had no chance. Then they go to the next night, Tuesday night. The game was over, Mike, before the Yankees' first batter stepped into the batter's box. The game was over. Cam Schlittler, who's been great, okay? Yep. But I told you on our last show, and I got some pushback. I told you, I got pushback. He was not good when he pitched against Boston last week. Yep. He had a bad night, and I know that all the runs were unearned that night. He wasn't good. Well, Tuesday night, I could not believe what I was watching. He's 9-pitch inning. If Spencer Jones holds onto the ball, it's a 1-2-3 9-pitch inning on the ball that went over the fence, and he looked like he caught it. And then absolute horror show. He ends up giving up 3 homers. It's 4-0 before the inning's over. The game was over. It wasn't even with Skubal on the mound. People should have just gone and watched Netflix the rest of the night, which is what I did, by the way. Actually, it wasn't Netflix. We're watching The Agency on Prime, so we watched that all night.
You're a big show guy. The thing is, so many times baseball does that, and how do you take it? There was no dynasty. Again, I didn't live through the 30s till the 70s time period.
Even I didn't, Mike.
Well, the 30s? No, but yeah, the 20s to the 70s-ish, right? I mean, all the Yankee dynasties, all the big teams, I'm sure that they did it too, but how many times did we watch the Jeter Torrey Yankees during the 90s? Look at that. There were 2 outs and a road team or whoever. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the Angels, the A's, Boston, whatever team. Booted the ball, air, give him another shot. Up comes Bernie. 3-run ding dong. I mean, those teams destroyed clubs when they made mistakes. You give me one more moment to get Paul O'Neill up, Tino up, Bernie up, Jeter up, Matsui up, even to 09. All those big time guys, please, they crush teams like that. Detroit did that exact same thing in that specific night. But yeah, I mean, it's the bottom line is this right now. Okay. This is my overall thought. Last night, I think you said something about the tweet. I don't know how you're on Twitter this much. I'd lose my mind. But you said something about season jeopardy, or it was either last night or the night before, and this and that. The season feels like it's just kind of gone, right? I feel that way before the season because of how the GM constructs the roster. From the standpoint that for me, October is the only thing that matters. I know you have to get there. You have to win games. You have to play 162 to get there, and then there you go. I feel like it's over in the beginning because of how he constructs it, because we have these time periods and then how they lose in October. Inside the season, people feel like it's over and then it's not. It's over and they go up and down and up and down. I just race to the finish line here to just end what it would be anyways, because I have the feeling you have now in the beginning from the sustainable when it matters standpoint. And a lot of what we're seeing now is just a microcosm for me. That's all this really is. I know the injuries, I know the health, and all the BS. And also on Schlittler, this is also, I think, two things with him. Number one, it's a rut. Everybody has them. And number two, this is also baseball where it's really, really hard. Those 3 things. It's really, really hard. And number 3, Sal, the more success people have, the more tape is out there. And the more everything is out there. He's going to get hit. He's, he's really good, but nobody has him, with a plaque next to Nolan Ryan in the Hall of Fame, Walter Johnson. Mm-hmm. Nobody has him next to Pedro. I mean, he's Cam Schlittler. He's still in his early 20s. There's so much video and analytic and freeze frames and this and that and pitching coaches and how to attack. And he said it in the postgame. He didn't make the pitches. Detroit loves the fastball to get it out of the outfield. That's how they swing. Well, he got nailed. And one play that could have gotten out of the inning, bad count.
Look, Schlittler's got to make the adjustment now. You're absolutely right. Teams have seen him now. They know he throws exclusively fastballs. I know they move 3 different ways. That's great. And he's got high intensity velocity, but he has got to start mixing in the breaking ball. He started doing that the other night. He did. He made the adjustment the other night and sort of settled things down. But now that has to be the norm. He can't rely on throwing 90% fastballs and get away with it anymore. It just can't. I mean, not even Mizorowski can do that, throw it 105. You got to mix a breaking ball in. All right, so we're going to keep this one short today because it's just all I'm going to do is keep screaming. We have bad timing on this podcast. We started this podcast at the worst goddamn time.
Sal, there's good news, though. The game's over. It's in the afternoon. You're done. You can sit down, have your big plate of lasagna, your bread, another 6-pack of Yingling, and wait for it. You can sit down, watch the World Cup tonight. A little AC, hang out.
Won't be doing that. Have no use for soccer. Sorry, we differ on that one.
Yeah, but the big stage. I'm not a big soccer guy either, but the big stage, you got 2 and 2. You're an American, right? I mean, come on.
I'm an American. If they make the final, I'll watch it. Until then, I have no friggin' interest. So you can enjoy that with yourself. I won't be doing that. Yeah, I know. All right, folks. Well, that was a hot edition of the Pinstripe People podcast today. This terrible. The Yankees have played as bad a week of baseball as a 63-year-old man who's followed them his whole life maybe has ever seen. And I know they played. I was around for 1990 when they were the worst team in baseball. This week has been utterly catastrophic the way they've played. It has to end sometime. Hopefully, with the Twins coming to town, Mike, they can get something done and get turned around. But I'll tell you, a team has never needed a day off more than this team does on Thursday.
No doubt about it, man. Hey, Twins always do the body good. Let's see if it happens again.
Let's hope. All right. He's Mike Lindsley. I'm Sal Maiorana. Thanks again for being here on Pinstripe People, sponsored by FanDuel and presented by the Believe Network. If you're a Yankees fan, like Mike said, try to enjoy the rest of your day.